This isn't how I like to start or want to start a vlog ever, but this is life. Unfortunately, not all of it's happiness. One of the worst things of owning a pet is when it comes to where they can no longer live and you have to make that decision to bring them to the vet. I don't know about the rest of you, but I always struggle. Like, is the animal truly at this point? And I mean, I know this has been coming for a while. Those of you that watch the channel remember my dog back there. She had the cancer in her leg and we got it removed. Well, I mean, it's come back. It's in her leg again. There's a couple of spots on her belly. There's a spot on her neck. It's come back with a vengeance. It's all over. She's just been getting thinner for a while now. So we took her on that last camping trip to Swanee River. Walk her and keep her active, but today she just will not move. She kind of peed all over the place trying to get up, and just bad. Unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to my old pup. I've had her for 14 years, so I mean, it's been a long time, but it's still never easy. So that's where, sorry, I hate to start the video off this way, but hope everyone understands. Moved to this house just over 2 years ago, something like that. I had 4 dogs. Now I'm down to 1. I've lost my mom, I've lost my first wife. I'm tired of death and I don't know. Really makes you think what important in life. Do I need a garage full of cars I'm making payments on? I'd be better off just maybe selling stuff and getting all my damn debts paid off and stop worrying about trying to run a car channel. My goals and dreams for the future are to travel and to see things. I don't even know. It's the car community as a whole. I'm not gonna say as a whole, but I mean, I don't even really enjoy the car show so much. It's all more people are about how much damn noise they can make and driving like asses. Cars and coffee are hard to even have anymore because people go out there and friggin' ruin the events. So I don't know. Like I said, I seldom even go to the things. So why even have the cars? I have to do some real soul searching here and figure some stuff out. I mean, life's short. I only got 1 dog. Well, I'm not including her German Shepherd from dogs that I had going into this relationship. Alright, I'm gonna go home and got a surprise to show you at the house.
Oh yes, we voted.
We voted. We did our part and we voted.
Right there.
And now she kidnapped me to frickin' Lowe's. And now we're never gonna get out of here because now she wants to stock up on herbs and stuff.
Herbs.
I thought we were gonna go vote and that was it. And now I've been kidnapped over here. Never get out of the garden section. It'll be like dinner time by the time we get out of here.
I'm cooking turkey, roasted turkey and stuffing from scratch, not from the box, and it requires sage leaves.
You're cooking
So
a
I'm
turkey by
buying-
scratch? You're not buying a frozen one? Because the last time I checked, we didn't have a turkey
your
running
ass.
around
Your
we didn't have a turkey running around the backyard. Oh, man, dude, I hate being stuck in the damn garden center. Alright, well, we voted. We did our part. Alright, so when I left the vet's office, I said I had a surprise for you here at the house, and I'm sorry, my mind wasn't right. I remember it started raining when I got home, so I didn't come out here and film. But when we got back home from Kentucky, we backed the RV up right here next to the house, and lo and behold, look at that. Shingles for the house. So you're going to be like, hey, they're going to do the roof. Well, the big surprise is while we were in Kentucky, they actually already replaced it. And I know it doesn't look that great right here. You really can't see the difference, but it's a very nice silver with a little bit of green to it. It looks really, really good. No more that ugly brown 3-tab shingle. These are the architectural shingles. These are rated for 130 miles an hour, which is good for where I live. That's 130 with 4 nails per shingle. The area I live in requires like 6 nails per sheet of shingles, so it should actually withstand higher than 130 miles an hour. We don't have the mold and mildew. These have a 15-year Scotchgard protection on mold and mildew and a 50-year warranty. So if you look here, this is a shingle, the entirety of the bag. So they call for 4 nails. We'll hold it down to 140 or 130. 6 nails should increase it, but you know, unfortunately, like I said, it's wet. There's hurricanes coming in. You really can't see, but big difference, man. I'm just glad to have a roof. After Hurricane Sally hit, we sprung 3 leaks on the one side of the house, so we had water coming in. It had to be done. I mean, I know roof's not that exciting unless you're a homeowner. You know, think about it. You know, when you have a car and you buy new tires, you drive around, you're happy, you finally get that new rubber on the car, they're shiny, they look good, you know, you're excited. But it's just a tire. You know, everybody has tires, but you know, I don't know, maybe that's the best way I think I can relate to it, to maybe somebody who doesn't own a house. I mean, like I said, I know it's just a roof, it's shingles, it's very expensive, but it does add to the look of the house, and it's going to keep us safe and dry. Now we don't have leaks with this hurricane coming our way again. Alright, well, sorry this hasn't been like a very happy, cheery vlog. I mean, life happens, it just kind of sucks. And then right after I posted all that, or I filmed all that, I got an email, found out that an old boss of mine had just passed away also. I'm telling you, man, this death is just, I don't know, maybe I guess as you get older it becomes more prevalent, just stuff happens more frequently, I don't know. It's just horrible, man. I really enjoy working for the guy. He's 25 years in the Navy, retired Chief Warrant. Really cool guy, enjoyed working with him. But it's just sad to hear. But, so I don't know, I might go to his funeral, depends on where it's going to be. But, man, it's just sad. Anyhow, doing a little bit of work here to the lawnmower, putting a nitrous plate in here. I'm going to try to make this thing rip and go fast. Hell yeah. And if you believe that, now I actually had an issue with this thing popping and backfiring a while back. And I bought a new carburetor. Believe it or not, it's actually cheaper just to go on Amazon and buy a whole brand new carburetor than it would be to take this thing to a small engine shop and have them fiddle around with it. And then some of the things I read online were how the carburetor wasn't even serviceable. But some people said you can clean it, but man, it's a lot of small parts. I don't want to mess with it. So for 40 bucks, get a brand new carburetor, get the gaskets, get everything you need. The biggest pain of this whole process is that there's like 2 little metal linkage bars in here that keep moving, and it's a real pain in the rear to try to keep all this. And I think, great, this one moved. This is my biggest battle. See, there's 2 of them in here. I think one's an idle blade and the other one goes, and this one here freaking shifted out of place. So other than that, great, now I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get this thing to pop back in now that I got all this bolted back together. Awesome. Great, yeah. Well, anyways, as I got to redo this, let me tell you a little story from our camping adventures. So the wife, love her, but she does not ever plan anything through. She figures we're going camping someplace, and then she looks up places that we should just go. We should just go check out this attraction, right? So, the morning, if you watch the camping video, we went for like a little bit of a hike, and that wasn't planned. That wasn't planned at all. No, because we were still in the campground. She says, "Hey, we're gonna go over here to this Devil's Out Overlook or whatever it was called," and I'm like, I thought it was attached to the campground. I thought seriously like we just walked through the campground a little bit and it would be there. No. So we're sitting there having this little bit of a discussion, and I ask her where it is. She doesn't know. She's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna walk up here to the road." Okay, so you leave the campground. The road goes left. The road goes right. So I look it up on Google, which is something she should have done. Find out the damn thing's 2.5 miles each way. I'm like, I'm not walking that. So we just proceeded to walk out to the end of the campground. That's when we saw a sign that said Blue Heron Loop. So we're like, oh, okay, it's just a loop. And then we saw a sign, it went 2 ways, and one sign said 0.9 miles. So I'm like, okay, 1 mile. I'll do 1 mile. I'll walk 1 mile. Not a problem. That wasn't the case at all. We actually ended up walking about 3 miles. We walked to a dead end about 1.5 miles or so in and had to turn around because we had no idea where any of this was. So, because I wasn't planning on going for a hike and it was a little bit of a cool morning, I had my jacket on. I took the drone with me. Because like I said, I thought we were just walking. Like, not very far at all. How the hell is this thing go? Jesus, man. No goddamn clue how this thing freaking works. So anyhow, I started getting hot. I took my jacket off, wrapped it around my waist, was walking around like that for a little bit. Well, when we left the RV, I had the remote control for the door. There was also the key to the lower bins and the mechanical key in case there's ever a failure of the lock system, the batteries die or something. There's a key so you can manually open the door. Those were all on their own little keychain, and I had in my pocket. Like I said, I had not planned on hiking, so I believe I just threw it in the jacket pocket, and then whenever I took the jacket off, I probably lost the key somewhere on the trail. Didn't find out till we got back and went to unlock the RV. It was like crap. So, not a total disaster. Still had the keypad that opened the door. I had the extra storage bin key in the RV. I just didn't have the manual key, so thinking no big deal. Well, we go out for a walk about 2 days later after it had hit like 30 degrees that one night. Lock the camper up, no problem. Get back, type in the code. Nothing. You hear it, did-did-did. And hear it try to turn the lock, you hear, and that's it. I'm like, shit, it's dead. Now the freaking batteries are dead. I don't have the manual key. Now we're locked out of the RV. Awesome. But by some sheer stupid luck, just stupid luck, somehow I had remembered I had went into the front of the RV, the actual motorhome, the van part, the Chevy part, and I had left the front doors unlocked, so I was able to get in through the front, walk to the back, and open the side door. I actually didn't even have extra batteries on hand for that lock. We ran to a store later on when we went into town for something and got some batteries for it, but we almost locked ourselves completely out of the motorhome, and everything I had as a safety and a backup all got lost with that damn keychain. So it's like it couldn't have happened that like the batteries just happen to die and then we lose everything. It's like, geez, man. So I got home, ordered a new remote, ordered a new set of keys for the door, ordered another key for the storage bins. So I got the remote and the keys already. I just haven't gotten the storage bin keys yet. Waiting on those. Not a big deal. But wow. So yeah, that was our big camping snafu. Lost the damn keys. And it damn near cost us some money because we almost locked ourselves out of the whole motorhome. And I still cannot figure out how to get this stupid freaking linkage to go. Cannot figure this thing out. Cannot figure out how this thing is supposed to pop back up into here. I'm just gonna like freaking bend this damn thing here in a minute. Freaking losing my patience with it. There it goes. Finally just kind of forced it a little bit. Damn, man. Alright. Try this again. Put this carburetor back on. It's freaking pain in the rear. It's got like bazillion gaskets. And then like I said, you got these like little, two of these little metal arms. One on this side. And oh, okay, so one's probably a choke, and the other one's the actual, what I believe would be the throttle blades because they're spring loaded. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so those of you that watch the channel know that I did a solar install on the RV. Been having some issues with it, like charging or not charging. It's just, I have 3 solar panels on the roof. Each one's 190 watts, and each one can produce like 10 amps of solar. And the highest I ever gotten, even in full sunlight, it's been like 5 to 6 amps. I think 6 amps is the most topped out. And so I was on the email back and forth all day yesterday with Go Power, the maker of the solar panels, going back and forth about testing a few things. Oops. Embarrassingly enough, I think I made a fatal error installing it. There's a connector. It's called a branch connector. There's 2 plugs going this way, one going this way. Well, the 2 plugs going this way would be male or female, and it's opposite going this way. I never noticed, never looked. I don't know, I just didn't pay close enough attention to the whole mess. So, needless to say, I guess I kind of messed up plugging all that in. I had a, well, because I had the 2 solar panels right here, so what I did is I had the plug on top going this way towards the back of the RV. I plugged this solar panel to the front, which is a different connector, and then this solar panel onto that, and then I plugged my extension cable going to the 3rd panel into there. So basically what I ended up doing is the 2 solar panels to the front, I plugged positive and negative into each other. And I noticed when I was putting a meter on it that it had dropped down to like 5 volt or 0.5 volts, where it was putting out 20 volts by themselves. But for some reason when I clicked them together, so yeah, kind of found that mess. Which way does this thing go? Okay. There's a little bulge in this gasket, so it points outwards. This is a mess because this is like 3 gaskets, 2 paper and a metal one in the middle. And we just lost it again. So now I got to try to do this really carefully and not lose anything this time. I mean, man, I'm not too proud to admit I made mistakes. I made some mistakes on Project Z28 over here, and you know, we aired all that. I mean, sometimes it happens. I've never done solar before, and I don't know. I don't know why I didn't notice that there was a different fitting, male to female. I just figured as long as everything plugged in and I kept all the wires going straight, it wouldn't be a problem. So think I found my issue. The only problem is now we have yet another hurricane coming. Swear, man. At least we got a new roof, right? And I really can't test out in the sun. But the good thing is today, even under totally overcast skies, I was still pulling in about 5 amps. Yeah, about 5 amps. So I think that was pretty good. The sun peaked for a brief moment and I got about 10 amps out of it. So I've never seen numbers that high. So I think I finally got my solar fixed. Not going to say it is fixed 100% till I get it back out in the sun. But if I didn't get on the email with GoPower and us going back and forth and them telling me a bunch of things to try, I wouldn't have noticed the connectors, because I never noticed I had pluses and minuses on them before. So my stupidity. But I think I got it. So that's what I did yesterday, was up and down the damn little ladder, up and down on that roof, trying out all kinds of things. And because I had that third solar panel, I have another set of what they call those branch connectors going to it. So I switched connectors from front to rear. I still had that short problem. And then I just disconnected the front panels and tried just looking at what kind of readings I got on just the one solar panel. And it's just been like it's been since I got it. It's pulling in about 6 amps to the batteries. So I did find out too that the solar charge controller is supposed to learn. It's supposed to be self-learning entity that learns like your battery bank. Because I told the guy, I said, one of my big problems is the damn thing keeps thinking my battery bank's at 100%, but I installed that shunt and I know it's not at 100%. And he says it's self-learning, and then part of the procedures they told me to do, the steps, they said, if none of this works, do a hard reset, which means unplug it and leave it without power for 4 minutes. I'm like, oh crap. I do a hard reset then every time I put it away, because I had the solar panels running through a battery disconnect switch. So I basically kill the solar charge controller every time I put the RV away. So now I'm going to have to just leave my batteries on, so that way it learns the cycle thing. So I guess we found 2 things I was doing wrong with my solar. So this is a good thing. Do it now while we're going slow and easy with it, before I go out there and try to boondock somewhere for a few days. I mean, it wouldn't be a total disaster. I mean, I have a generator, but you know, like one night we stayed at a Cracker Barrel. We were driving, and there's already 2 people there sleeping, and they didn't have any generators running, so I didn't want to be that guy that came in here, generator blaring. So I just ran the AC off the batteries in my inverter, because I can. Oh crap. I swear to God, man. What the freak? Damn it. Well, I guess I got this damn arm on here backwards, because it's hitting the manifold here. Maybe I should have just taken it to the damn shop. I swear, man. Alright. I'll check back in with you when I get this thing running. So right here is arm number 1, and then over here, right here that I'm pulling up, is that other little arm that I was fighting. See, it's got this plastic thing right here that it locks into, there's the new carburetor right here, sandwiched between this manifold that goes to each engine block and the intake system. So there you have, basically this is the only thing that holds on is these 4 bolts, and the carburetor comes out, but then you have these here that have bolts here, and then it becomes a reverse Torx to unthread it out of here, and you're balancing all this stuff. So yeah, alright, so now time to put all the pretty stuff back on. So not only is it pretty, it actually helps the motor run cooler because it directs the air down around everything. So it does actually kind of serve a purpose, unlike what we see in our cars with these funny plastic covers that really don't do much other than try to make an engine bay look pretty for certain types of buyers that don't know what they're looking at. They want a pretty looking engine. The rest of us were like, damn, that's going to keep a lot of heat in. I honestly don't even really have anything going on for a video. I mean, I'm sorry that this video is even lame. Really just, there's really nothing going on. I do need to bring the GTO around. We do need to tackle that rear wheel bearing so we can get that car driving and on the road again. And actually, I was going to do this video. Somebody was asking me about the 50. They're like, hey, where's that ProCharge 50 at? I'm like, man, she's here. She's in the garage. And I was going to take the 50 out and drive and talk about some of this stuff, but it's been just kind of like a little bit of scattered rain here and there today. It's just been gloomy, overcast. So, and I know the rain's not going to hurt the car, but I mean, I keep it in the garage. If I go drive in the rain, then I got to go wash it, and then it gets all unnecessarily dirty for no reason. So I don't want to do that, just to go shoot a video. So yeah, and Project Z28, definitely got to look at getting a torque converter. I was going to try to keep it a bit of a surprise and just do it, but I just really need to get that done to get this thing in, and I don't feel like messing with it myself. There's just no way I'm getting this car jacked up and messing with this transmission myself. So I got to find a shop I could trust to bring the car to. I'm hoping I can videotape it, so that's where I'm at with that. And then once I get that done, we get the transmission done, we can finish the tuning, and then we can get this thing to the dyno, because I know that's what everybody wants to see, is what kind of power it's putting out. So that's where we are with the plans right now. I'm probably not going to have but a video a week. I don't want to put out just worthless stuff. Just, man, we're just not doing anything. And I apologize. It's not the way YouTubers should be. But, and my channel's never gone bonkers. It's never blown up. I do appreciate each and every subscriber, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I'm not bringing in a bunch of money where I can buy the next car and this project and this, that, and the next thing. So I gotta make do with what I have on hand. So I'm gonna try to get in my mind and be creative and think of some things I could film. I know we still need to run a time on the Camaro with the ProCharger. I haven't done that yet, so maybe I need to get off my ass, throw the slicks on there, and go run it. We need to run Project Z28, but like I said, need the torque converter and that done. So got some stuff, but it's just gonna be a little bit slow. So hopefully you guys understand. Sorry this video sucks, you know, that's life. And please hang in there. Should have some better videos coming up, I promise. So thanks for the support, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.